Hi everyone and welcome to today's video. This is a B1 level speaking lesson. Today we're going to be talking about friends and friendship. Since this is a speaking lesson, I'd encourage you to answer the prompts out loud. And if you'd like some feedback on your speaking, you can record yourself, post your videos in TikTok or Instagram using the hashtag that I'll list in the description below. Great, so we all need friends. Can answer some of these questions. How many friends do you have? Who is your best friend? How long have you known your best friend? Where did you meet your best friend? And why is this person your best friend? So not all relationships are the same. We're going to match each term to its definition. So this is a person who you work with, but who is not necessarily also a friend. That would be a colleague. This is a person whom you trust completely and with whom you share secrets or private matters. This is a confidant. This is someone whom you have met but whom you don't know well. That's an acquaintance. And a person or animal you spend a lot of time with, usually during doing a particular activity, is a companion. All right, now we're going to read about William's friends. You can pause the video and read this on your own, or you can follow along as I read. So what do you think about William's view of friendship, and do you share the same point of view? I don't think you need many friends. Well, I don't. My best friend is Jake. We've known each other many years, since we were 6 or 7 years old. When we were young, we'd see each other every day. Now we are older. We have jobs and families. We don't see each other a lot, but when we do, I always feel good. You don't have to explain everything to a best friend, and you don't always have to be nice to a best friend. At work, I have to be the boss. In my family, I have to be a husband and a father. But with Jake, I can be myself. I have a few other friends, but no one like Jake. He accepts me for who I am, the good and the bad. So friendship needs certain qualities. Match the quality with its definition. So the ability to share another person's feelings, that's empathy. A feeling of sadness for the suffering and bad luck of other people, that would be compassion. The quality of telling the truth and being trustworthy is honesty. And if someone has this quality, you feel safe, you believe this person is good and will not harm you, trust. Now, these are some prompts that you can answer aloud. Do you consider yourself a compassionate person? Do you find it easy to trust people? Are you empathetic? Do you find it easy to feel what other people feel? And we all like to think we are honest. Are you always honest with your friends? Now again, you can pause the video and read these on your own and respond to the prompts, or you can follow along as I read. So Jackie, a close friend, is having a dinner party. She invites Martin, a guy from work, who you do not like at all. In fact, every time you are with Martin, you start to fight. Jackie calls you and says that she can't invite you to the dinner party because you know what will happen. You go to an interview, but you do not get the job. You ring your best friend Trish. When you tell her that the interviewers ask stupid questions, she says to you, "Listen, you're my best friend, but you need to calm down. Maybe you weren't the right person for the job." So how would you feel in each of these situations? And what about these? Should friends always be truthful and honest? Always? You are talking with John. You tell him, "I hate Sarah, she's so rude." Later, Sarah sees John. When she asks him why you don't like her, John says, "I don't know anything about that. I'm sure he likes you." Or your friend Sally found out that you have failed a major exam. You won't receive the result until Monday. It's Friday night and you were going to a party with her. She doesn't mention the exam because she doesn't want you to feel upset. So how would you feel about these situations? Do you think that the friends should be honest all the time? So many friendships are based on things that you share in common. Think about some of your friends. Who do you share these things with in common? Things like religion, relatives, age, personal interests, neighborhood, school, university or college, work, or common backgrounds. Now, there are many expressions and sayings about friendship. Do you know any in your native language that you can explain? So, you are the company you keep. The only way to have a friend is to be one. Birds of a feather flock together. And your friends will know you better in the first minute you meet them than your acquaintance will know you in 1,000 years. So maybe just give some ideas about what you think these expressions mean. One of the previous quotes was the only way to have a friend is to be one. So how good of a friend are you? Do you like listening to your friends when they have problems? Do you find it easy to give advice to your friends? Do you always tell your friends the truth, even if it will hurt? And do you think it's normal to fight sometimes with your friends? And can a friendship end? How would you react if this happened to you? Your best friend is Alice. My best friend is Alice. We've known each other for many years. We would always see each other at least once a week, and we used to get along very well. Last summer, Alice moved to another neighborhood in the city. She used to live on the same street, but now it takes an hour on the bus to get to her house. Since she moved, we have seen each other only twice. I often try to meet up with her, but she is always busy. She won't make time to see me. If we lived in different cities, I could understand this, but we still live in the same city. It really hurts my feelings. I mean, was she only my friend because we lived near each other? And then for some people, it's difficult to make friends. So we'll read Sandra's story. I have a 10-year-old son, David. He is autistic, which means that it's difficult for him to have relationships with people. He likes to have the same routine and he avoids change. He also lacks some social skills. For example, he finds it difficult to make eye contact and he doesn't understand other people's body language. He is a beautiful child, but the children in his class ignore him. Yes, he is difficult, but he is my child. He is never invited to his classmates' birthday parties. In fact, he is never invited even to play at other children's houses. It's important to have friends. I don't want him to feel different all the time. And now think about your group of friends. How are your friends different from you? Do you think any of your friends lack social skills? Do you think that we usually have friends who are just like us? And do you have friends with a physical or mental disability? And finally, here are some points of view on friendship. I think friendships are more important when you're young. As you get older, you don't need friends so much. People who need a large group of friends often don't like themselves very much. They always need people to tell them positive things about themselves. If you meet someone who doesn't have friends, you should be wary of that person. Something is wrong. Sometimes friendship is difficult. Friends need to tell each other the truth, and sometimes the truth isn't nice. If someone doesn't have any friends, it probably means that he or she doesn't like to hear the truth. And that brings us to the end of today's video. Please like, subscribe, share, leave comments, and again, remember to answer the prompts aloud, record yourself if you'd like some feedback, and I will see you next time. Thanks for watching. Bye.